Here's something almost no appointment has time to explain. Every single night while you sleep, your kidneys are doing some of their most important work. They are filtering your blood, balancing fluids, helping regulate blood pressure, and clearing waste that built up during the day. And what you eat in the hour before bed can either support that overnight process or quietly make it harder. Most kidney conversations focus only on what to remove: less sodium, less sugar, less processed food, less potassium if your levels are high. And yes, all of that matters. But there is another side to kidney health that almost nobody explains clearly enough: what you can add at night that may actually support your kidneys while they work. Tonight, I'm walking you through the single best fruit to eat before bed for healthy kidneys, why it works, why timing matters, and the one catch you need to know before you start eating it regularly. Before we start, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss videos like this. And drop a comment telling me where you're watching from and what time it is right now. I read every single one. Stay with me, because the fruit I'm about to recommend really can help at night, but only if you choose the right form. Most people get that part wrong. And if you miss that one detail, you can easily turn something helpful into something far less useful. How your kidneys actually work. I'm senior nutrition expert, and before I tell you the best fruit, I want to take 1 minute to explain something that makes the rest of this video make much more sense. Your kidneys are two bean-shaped organs sitting just below your rib cage on either side of your spine. Together, they filter a huge volume of blood every day, removing waste products, excess fluid, toxins, and metabolic byproducts, while returning the right balance of minerals and water back into your circulation. That process does not switch off at bedtime. In fact, nighttime is when your body is supposed to shift into repair mode. Blood pressure should fall while you sleep. Stress hormones should calm down. Your nervous system should move away from the alert state you carry all day long. And your kidneys benefit from that shift more than most people realize. Healthy kidneys do not just filter waste. They respond to signals from your circulation, your hormones, your hydration levels, and your blood pressure patterns. That means the quality of your sleep and the state of your metabolism at night can have a real effect on the environment your kidneys are working in. If sleep is poor, blood pressure may stay elevated longer than it should. If your evening routine is filled with salty food, sugary snacks, and heavy late-night eating, your body goes into the night under more strain, not less. And if your body stays inflamed and stressed night after night, your kidneys do not get the same recovery window they are supposed to have. That is why the best fruit before bed is not just about vitamins. It has to support sleep, reduce oxidative stress, and fit within a kidney-friendly framework at the same time. The best fruit to eat before bed for healthy kidneys is tart cherries, not sweet cherries. Tart cherries. And the reason they stand out is that they do something very few other fruits can do at night. They support the body's nighttime rhythm while also offering antioxidant benefits in a portion that can fit more comfortably into a kidney-conscious eating pattern. That combination matters, because what your kidneys need overnight is not just fewer harmful inputs. They also benefit from the right supportive environment: lower inflammation, better vascular function, better sleep quality, less blood pressure strain, less metabolic chaos. And tart cherries fit into that picture unusually well. Here's why that matters. Your kidneys are highly sensitive to blood pressure, inflammation, and oxidative stress. If your sleep is poor, nighttime blood pressure may stay elevated longer than it should. Over time, that extra pressure can place stress on the tiny blood vessels inside the kidneys. This is one of the reasons sleep problems and kidney problems so often seem to travel together. People think of sleep as energy. They think of sleep as mood. They think of sleep as brain function. But they do not think of sleep as a kidney issue. It is. When sleep is poor, recovery is poorer. When recovery is poorer, inflammation tends to stay higher. When inflammation stays higher, tissues are under more pressure. And kidneys, because they are such high-flow organs, are especially vulnerable to that kind of long-term wear and tear. Tart cherries help from two directions. First, they contain anthocyanins and other antioxidant compounds that help reduce inflammation and oxidative stress. Second, they contain natural compounds linked to sleep support, including melatonin-related activity, which may help your body settle into a healthier nighttime rhythm. And better sleep is not just about feeling more rested the next day. Better sleep can mean better overnight blood pressure regulation. And that means less strain on the kidneys while you sleep. That chain of benefit is what makes tart cherries different from just eating something sweet before bed. This is not dessert. This is targeted timing. That distinction is so important because a lot of people hear the word fruit and assume all fruit is doing the same job. It is not. Some fruits are fine in the morning, but less useful at night. Some are nutritious overall, but not especially helpful for sleep. Some are healthy in general, but come with a potassium load that may matter for people with advanced kidney disease. Tart cherries stand out because the timing actually matches the benefit. There is also real human research behind the sleep side of this. A pilot study published in PubMed Central found that tart cherry juice increased sleep time and improved sleep efficiency in older adults with insomnia. That matters, because when sleep improves, the body is more likely to maintain the normal overnight dip in blood pressure that helps protect the kidneys. And that is the kind of detail most people never hear. They hear eat healthy. They hear watch your salt. They hear drink more water. But they are rarely told that there may be a specific food, used at a specific time, that better matches what the body is trying to do overnight. Now let's talk about the catch, because this is the part almost no video explains properly. The catch is that not all cherries are equal. Sweet cherries and tart cherries are not the same thing nutritionally for someone thinking about kidney health. Tart cherries are the ones that fit the specific nighttime strategy we are talking about here. They are the ones people mean when they talk about cherry juice for sleep support. They are the ones associated with that sharper, more sour taste and that deeper use in sleep and recovery conversations. So if someone hears cherries are good for kidneys and starts eating large bowls of sweet cherries at night, they may be doing something very different from what the evidence actually supports. That matters, because when people misunderstand a health message, they usually do not make a small mistake. They make the exact opposite mistake. They hear one useful idea, then apply it in the wrong amount, the wrong form, or the wrong context. And there's a second catch. A lot of tart cherry products sold in stores are loaded with added sugar. That matters because sugar-sweetened beverages are not kidney protective. If what you buy is basically a sweetened juice drink with a little cherry flavor, you are not getting the benefit people think they are talking about. In fact, you may be getting a product that works against the very reason you bought it. More sugar late at night can mean more blood sugar disruption, more calorie load, more metabolic stress, and a less stable overnight environment. That is exactly what you do not want when your goal is supporting nighttime recovery. So if you want the nighttime kidney benefit, the form matters. What to do? Your best option is either half a cup to 1 cup of tart cherries, fresh or frozen, or about 4 to 8 ounces of unsweetened tart cherry juice, around 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Look specifically for sour cherries or Montmorency tart cherries. Unsweetened is the key word. Not cherry cocktail. Not cherry-flavored juice drink. Not sweetened concentrate. Unsweetened tart cherry juice, or the fruit itself. This is one of those moments where reading the label really matters. If the front of the bottle looks healthy, but the ingredients list tells a different story, trust the ingredients list. The body responds to what is actually in the product, not what the packaging suggests. If you want to make it even better, pair a small portion of tart cherries with a light, balanced evening routine. No heavy salty meal right before bed. No ultra-processed snack. No large sugary dessert. Let the cherries be the final thing that gently supports sleep instead of disrupting it. That last part is important, because one healthy food cannot fully cancel out a chaotic routine. If someone eats a heavy late-night meal, follows it with packaged snacks, sits under bright screens until midnight, and then drinks a sweet cherry beverage, that is not the same thing as using tart cherries as part of a calm, consistent nighttime pattern. Health is rarely about one thing, but it is often helped by one smart thing repeated consistently. Now, one important caution. Kidney-friendly does not mean unlimited. This is one of the most dangerous misunderstandings in nutrition. People hear that something is beneficial, and then they assume more must be better. It is not. Even lower potassium foods still depend on serving size, because a large amount of a lower potassium food can turn into a high potassium load. If you have stage 4 or stage 5 chronic kidney disease, or if you have been told your potassium runs high, you still need to count portions carefully and follow your kidney dietitian's advice. This is especially important for people who like to turn one serving into three without realizing it. A small glass becomes a large glass. Half a cup becomes a full bowl. An occasional habit becomes a nightly routine, without anyone ever checking whether it still fits the overall plan. That is why the right phrase is not healthy food. It is appropriate amount of the right food for your situation. This is also where people make a major mistake. They hear that something is healthy, so they take the concentrated version. But concentrated products can change the whole equation. More sugar, more total intake, bigger potassium load, bigger calorie load. More is not better here. Better is better. And consistency is better than intensity. That is true in almost every area of long-term health, but it is especially true for kidneys. Kidneys respond to the repeated pattern, the daily burden, the ongoing environment, not the occasional heroic health choice. Let me give you a real-world example. I once worked with a woman in her early 70s who was trying to improve both her sleep and her early kidney health markers. She had become so afraid of eating the wrong foods that she had cut out nearly all fruit in the evening. What that left her with was a rotation of crackers, processed snack bars, and the occasional bowl of cereal before bed. On paper, she thought she was playing it safe. In reality, she had removed one of the simplest ways to support nighttime recovery and replaced it with foods that gave her no antioxidant benefit and did nothing to help sleep quality. She was doing what so many people do when they get overwhelmed by health advice. She simplified the message down to restriction. Less, less, less. Remove, remove, remove. But better health is not always built by removing everything. Sometimes it is built by replacing the wrong thing with the right thing. We simplified everything. A small serving of unsweetened tart cherry juice in the evening. No heavy snack after that. A more consistent bedtime. Better hydration earlier in the day instead of late at night. That last point helped too, because many people wait until the evening to catch up on fluids, then end up disturbing their own sleep by waking up repeatedly in the night. When sleep gets broken, the whole recovery rhythm gets broken with it. Within a few weeks, her sleep was more stable, she stopped craving sugary snacks late in the evening, and she finally felt like she was doing something supportive for her kidneys, instead of just restricting everything she enjoyed. That mindset shift matters. Because kidney health is not only about fear, it is about smart choices repeated consistently. It is about understanding the body well enough to work with it, instead of constantly feeling punished by it. So if you ask me for the one best fruit to eat before bed for healthy kidneys, my answer is tart cherries. Not because they are magic, not because one fruit replaces medical care, not because tart cherries will fix kidney disease by themselves, but because they check more of the right boxes than almost any other option. They are kidney conscious in the right portion. They offer antioxidant support. They may help improve sleep quality. And better sleep supports the overnight blood pressure rhythm your kidneys depend on. That is a very strong combination from one simple food. And simple matters, because the best health strategy is not the most complicated one. It is the one you can actually follow. The one you can remember. The one that still makes sense on a tired Tuesday night when you do not want to measure 10 ingredients, read 3 articles, and make a perfect meal. A small serving of tart cherries or unsweetened tart cherry juice before bed is simple enough to use, and sometimes that alone is what makes a healthy habit stick. Your action plan for tonight is simple. Step 1. Choose tart cherries, not sweet cherries. Step 2. Make sure they are unsweetened. Step 3. Keep the portion moderate, half a cup to 1 cup of tart cherries, or 4 to 8 ounces of unsweetened tart cherry juice. Step 4. Have them 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Step 5. If you have advanced kidney disease, high potassium, or a highly restricted renal diet, confirm the portion with your doctor or kidney dietitian first. And if you want to make this truly effective, do one more thing. Protect the hour around it. Keep that last hour of the night calmer, lighter, and less chaotic. Less salty snacking, less sugar, less late-night grazing, less stimulation. Let your body actually recognize that it is nighttime. Because the fruit helps, but the rhythm matters too. And one final reminder, this video is educational information, not personal medical advice. If you are on dialysis, have advanced chronic kidney disease, or have been told to follow strict potassium limits, you should always tailor even healthy foods to your own lab results and treatment plan. If you found this useful, subscribe, because my next video is about the nighttime snack that looks harmless, but may be raising blood pressure and putting extra stress on your kidneys while you sleep. I'm Senior Nutrition Expert.